Today, both houses of Congress are trying to protect our privacy rights from the vulnerability of internet tracking. In fact, both sides of the aisle seem to actually be on the same side, wanting to erase the intrusion and protect us from online peeping toms. Here with us tonight is Republican Congressman Joe Barton from Texas and Justin Brookman, director for the Project on Consumer Privacy Center for Democracy, who testified in front of the Senate today. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Congressman Barton, I want to start with you because you've been outspoken on this, even involved in some legislation that's coming up here. What do you see as the central problem with these smartphones and this tracking that they're doing? I mean, at the end of the day, all they're really documenting is where you go and when. Why is that a problem?
Well, they do that. Plus, if you're on the internet, they can create a record and actually look at the record. The main problem is that you take it for granted that you have your privacy, and with the tracking capability today on these smartphones and also on the internet, almost nothing is private unless you set the procedure so that you are guaranteed your privacy.
So we're showing viewers right now pictures of the kinds of data and information that your smartphone is collecting on you, and in the case of the Apple iPhone, sending it back to Apple. Justin, turning to you now, you testified today, you had some strong words about the needs for privacy. Do you think Congress is up to date with this, or is legislation that's enforced today out of date?
Yeah, there used to be pretty strong protections on mobile privacy. So when your cell phone was just a cell phone, there are pretty strong rules called the CP&I rules that stop companies from selling information about who you're talking to on the phone and what you're saying. Ever since they started getting to information services, so that your phone's now a data plan, all other companies started to get involved, like mobile apps and Google and Android and advertising networks and data brokers. None of these laws actually apply to them. So the mobile data ecosystem has really expanded dramatically in recent years, but the protections have kind of stayed in the same place.
Expanded dramatically, more and more information available to us by more and more companies, more individuals. Congressman Barton, to you and Ed Markey want to protect kids online, but wouldn't it make more sense to protect everybody, not just kids, to apply the same protections to adults as well as children?
In a perfect world, you're exactly right, but Washington and Congress is not a perfect world. And Congressman Markey and I feel like if we'd be better off actually getting a bill passed that the president will sign if we start with something that we know everybody is on the same page, and that's children 12 and under, and then a Bill of Rights for teenagers 13 to 17. We think we can actually make that happen, and if you tried to do the whole enchilada, that would be a little bit more difficult to accomplish.
Justin, let's talk a little bit about the details of this and how it all works. Why are they collecting this data in the first place? How is it getting used? And I know that consumers have some interest in having their smartphone know where they are to get information and data in real time.
Well, they're collecting the data because it's... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, so there are absolutely wonderful values these apps add. So I use Google Maps all the time to figure out where I'm going. I love the fact that it tells me there's traffic up ahead of me in the gateway. I'll use things like Twitter and Facebook, and I love to affirmatively share information. When I'm doing other things, I don't necessarily expect this information is going to be shared about me. So if I'm looking at the Wall Street Journal app, I don't think that information is going to be sold. Say, hey, Justin reads the Wall Street Journal. Hey, Justin's reading a story about the Braves. This information can be used to market back to me later, and then maybe they might change their price based on what they know about me. Justin uses the Dollar General app, so maybe we'll send him an ad for a credit card with a higher interest rate. There really aren't a lot of protections right now for consumers or a lot of visibility into what they're doing.
Congressman Barton, it seems like there's support on both sides of the aisle. We don't have a lot of time left, but do you expect this to pass in some form?
Yes, ma'am. I think we'll have a hearing on Mr. Markey and my draft bill sometime this summer, and I think you'll get a bill to the president's desk in this Congress.
Well, thanks, Justin, and Congressman Barton. Really appreciate your help tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we just wanted to mention that we tried to invite some of the Apple and Google executives to appear on this program to answer our questions, but they haven't returned our phone calls.
Coming up.